Good morning. Welcome to Alan's Day. It is a beautiful day in Wisconsin, end of April. Birds are out, just started to get warm. It's down into the 30s at night yet, so it's a little chilly in the morning, so still got the stocking cap on. That's when you know it's summer, is when I can get rid of the stocking cap and get a cowboy hat on. We are putting the finishing touches on Gene's horse trailer rig. You saw us quite a few episodes doing some upgrades on here. Well, we're still doing them. Oh, Gene's got a little side project going here. Had a little rust on the old Trailblazer, so Gene took the sander, went around that with some POR 15, hit her with a spray can. She's good for a few more years, so don't be bashful about doing a few upgrades. See a little rust on your vehicle, take care of it. You don't need to take it into a big fancy body shop and get a paint job on an old vehicle. You just want to stop the rust. That's enough on the Blazer. Let's get back to the Chevrolet 2008 Chevy Duramax 2500. That's what Gene uses to pull her rig around. This was parked in the garage for all winter, parked in the shed, and pulled it out. Had no headlights or taillights, so I threw the parts cannon at it, changed out the switch on the inside for the headlights. That didn't do it. Pulled a pull. I started taking a look at the back end there, and there's a circuit board that ties all your lights together on the back of these 2008s. That was a little corroded, changed that out. Yeah, parts, the original parts, so no big deal. They weren't that expensive, changed them out. But what it came down to, which I wouldn't have thought, that both of them went out, but there's relays on the inside the fuse box here, and the headlight relay and the taillight relay both went out while sitting over the winter. Who would have thunk it? Head down to Napa, get a couple of generic knockoffs for about 23 bucks a piece, just to get it going. But did a little Amazon shopping, and you can get the OEM, 3 of them, for 19 bucks a piece on these relays. So I got a couple of those coming. I ordered an extra GM specific fuse kit. That way Gene is all set up if she's got any trailer towing problems. And that's something you always got to be prepared for when you're pulling trailers. Make sure you got enough fuses and you know what you're looking for before it happens. So I wrote all kinds of notes on the inside here, relay numbers, marked the different relays, so that if it happens a year or two from now, I don't have to remember it. All I got to do is pull the cover and look at my notes. Well, that's enough on this deal here. Let's show you what we got going on the inside here. Yeah, this is where we left off on the last episode. I was putting a furnace in there. That all went in there. Got that all set up. And what I had to do is get a gas line in there. So, right up in here is your gas line where you hook up into it. I had to do a few changes. I had to put a 3/8 street L brass, and then also I had to put a different adapter in there to fit the line that I got off of Amazon. And what I've got on there is, that's a gas line specific hose, and it only comes in, or I only found it came in a 10-foot length. I could have done a little more research, put my own ends on it, bought the raw material. I didn't. So anyways, 10 feet of line didn't get me that far. Well, one other thing that I worked on in here, and we got put a drawer in here. This particular model just came with a piece of plywood blocking this whole area off, and I thought, what a wonderful spot to put a silverware drawer or silverware utensils, your cooking drawer, because, well, you got a kitchen right here. So Gene took and stained it up. It doesn't match perfect, but it matches some of the colors off of this here. We're going to function over being precise and pretty. So now let me show you what I'm working on to fix my problem with my short hose on here. Here's how far 10 feet got me to. It got me right to here. I need to get over behind there. And I'll show you that when I get in. That Harmar put a real nice block underneath there with room for expansion. So that's a win for the Harmar trailer here, the way they got that set up. Let me show you what I'm going to use. I am going to go with copper tubing. There's so many different ways of plumbing your LP lines. They use black pipe, copper tubing, flexible hose, or a combination of all three of them, similar to what I have on my motorhome coming right from the factory. So we're going to go with the copper tubing to run that extension. Now what you need to do is get all the right fittings. That was about a hour trip last night at Menards. And what you need to do is get fittings specifically designed for flares. And then you got to have the correct tools right here. And I'll show you that, how to put a flare on there. I got the line cut. And I'll show you what I'm doing with that. But before I can do that, I got to put this adapter in down underneath there. And here's how I set it up. And I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I use a combination. This is the flared fitting right here. This is a stainless steel coupler right here. I always try to use stainless or brass, not zinc or black iron, anytime I'm doing work on this. I mean, yeah, you're paying a couple of cents more, but I think it's worth it. Well, let me show you what I do. Put a little bit of pipe dope on there. This is a Teflon. Don't chintz on the quality of your pipe dope or your tape that you're putting on there, your thread tape. This is just one of those things that literally lives depend on the choices you make when you pick your supplies. So I put my type dope on there, and then I use the tape to go over the pipe dope. So we're going to hit that thing double with what we've got here. So goes around here, and make sure you don't get any in the very end. Always make sure that you get that end cleaned off, and put a couple of wraps on here. That you're going to have to get a feel for it. Here we go. Clean off so there's nothing that's going to get into the furnace. And simply put this together and snug this up tight. You don't have to get too carried away tightening those up, but you're going to go back after the fact, after you get everything all hooked up, and you're going to get some soap and you're going to test all your fittings. You got one more opportunity to make sure it's correct. So let me get this fitting put down underneath there. Then I'll show you how I put this copper tubing together. And this copper tubing, you buy it in the box. And this is 3/8 OD is what it is. Well, let me get started. Well, we're on to the copper tubing. And I'm putting a protective covering over the copper tubing. This is all on you if you want to do this or not. But what I've got is PEX A. PEX A is a little more flexible and user-friendly, for at least me anyways. So I am sliding some PEX A over the top of the copper tubing just to help so nothing bad happens to it. You can buy copper tubing with a coating and a sleeve on it, so and it's a whole lot thinner than this, so I think this is good, especially being underneath. So stones or rocks or anything coming off the road isn't going to pierce your line. It's not the end of the world because it is on the outside of the motorhome compared to being inside. So let me show you how I put this on here. So I just took and cut a piece, and I probably should have put it on there before I bent it. But now I just got to get it pushed up around this corner here, and we're going to be all set. I think that's going to work out great for a little extra protection on your line here. Now to put a flare on here, well, here's what we got. I got my flaring tool. Don't forget to slide your coupler on there first. Now they do make two different grades of couplers. This is the heavy duty. This is a light duty one. The walls are a little bit thinner. I'm using the heavy duty one on here just so the couplers don't crack. Let's see, you just put this in here. You've got leave about 3/16 of an inch past the edge. Tighten your flaring tool up, and I'm sure there's a whole pile of videos on how to do this. It's pretty straightforward, so you should be able to make this up with confidence. But there again, this is me doing it. If you need to get a professional, get a professional, because gas lines are nothing to mess with. So put that in there, crimp that tight. There we go. Seat it until it hits the bottom. And you've got the flare on there. And then this flange nut just comes right up over there. And how this works is you've got to have the specific fitting on the other end, and this is that tapered little cone on there, and this will sit right down inside of there when you tighten this nut up. And that's what makes your seal. Let me go ahead, get my PEX A coated copper 3/8 line up underneath there, and we'll turn it on and check for some leaks. Here's that junction block that I was talking to you about, and that's underneath here. So all I had to do is pull the plug out on this end, and I was able to hook my new gas line up for the furnace here. This is the gas junction block that I was talking to you about, and what you've got going on here is you got your main gas coming in here, hot water heater, refrigerator, and this is the new line that I put in here. I just had to pull the plug out of this end here. So that was pretty nice of Harmar to set that up and leave provisions on there. But what I'm not impressed with Harmar is they've got this gas line sitting over the edge of this sharp banding. It's just a matter of time before this gas line cuts through. Not a good day. They got gas lines just sort of hanging down. We need to button those up a little bit. Gas lines on this side, screws must have fell out or something, but this gas line is just hanging here. Get all the hold down clamps reattached, fixed where they got that line that's over that sharp edge, and get this secured down. I'll bring you back once we got that all done. Oh, before I do that, I got to check that fitting for any leaks in there. Let me show you how I check for leaks. This is how I do it. I'm sure there's better and different ways you can do it, but I use a glass cleaner, foaming action, ammonia free. It's pretty safe on a lot of stuff, but if it gets on stuff and runs, doesn't make a mess. So I just get in there and I just start spraying everything and leave it sit, and I'll come back if I don't see anything now, and I will check for more leaks. So let me get down here and check the leaks that or the connections that I just made. And I'm looking for any little bubbles or anything that are popping up around there. And so far I don't see any. I'll hit it a couple of times. And I will go through and check all the fittings on all the gas lines, on everything on the entire unit here. So, like I said, I'll go through and do it a couple of times just to check. But pretty straightforward and easy checking gas line. And I try to do it anytime I'm working on it or near it, or at least once a year. Check that. So let me pull out and check on the refrigerator, all the gas lines, and I'll do the same for the hot water heater. And there's our gas line coming up. And it looks good. Now, here's another upgrade that I did. Let me pull this cover off of here. And in here is the exhaust when you're running the refrigerator on propane. In here is your exhaust coming off of your refrigerator. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is exhaust that should not be vented into the trailer. I added an aluminum piece from top to bottom and caulked this in here to get rid of the chimney effect of exhaust going into your camper. So Harmar, I don't know if this is how they're all done, but to me it doesn't make sense. So open that up just because it's a newer unit. Don't trust that they had it correctly. So I went in here and I sealed up a majority of it to get the gases to come out of the trailer, not vented into the trailer. Blows my mind. A couple other things. There's a little sheet metal or a little aluminum deflector in here. Not quite sure what the purpose of this is. This was just hanging there and pointing down. If any water gets through or around the vents, it goes directly into your camper here. And on the bottom here, you got the same thing in here. And yeah, literally this trailer's a couple years old and there's already water damage down in the bottom of the refrigerator area here because they've got no curb that goes up and around. That'll be next winter's project, is develop and put a curb on here. But for this year, what I did is I just took some exterior stain and I literally just poured it in there, and you can see it running out on the floor through the cracks to do something. But I don't know, so somebody wasn't doing some thinking again. on this whole refrigerator install deal here. So anyways, I checked for leaks, didn't have any. I did what I could to make an honest attempt to get the exhaust to come out of the trailer instead of piping frickin' refrigerator gas directly into the trailer. Yeah, just blows my mind. So let me get this sealed up over here. Continue to check for leaks, and we're going to see if we can fire that furnace up. The furnace works. The flame is on. Jean's going to have heat this fall. She's going to be happy. But as soon as I turned it on, immediately the smoke alarm kicked in. So, oh, there we go. So we got to let all the paint and factory oils and everything burn off this thing. So I'm going to leave this thing run for about a half hour in here to burn everything off, and then I'll put the smoke alarm back in and make sure it's not there's no carbon monoxide. We still got to get a carbon monoxide tester in here also. You can never have enough smoke alarms or carbon monoxide testers. Redundancy. Yeah, they're a pain in the ass to get them, but the alternative isn't good. So this is your tip for the day. Getting this old truck ready. Once I pulled it out of storage, get some WD-40. This is the quick drying silicone spray, and it takes care of waterproofing, protects against rust, multi-surfaces. This is what I do. You're on your own to figure out if this is what you want to do, but I just literally take a can of this stuff and I just spray everything. Put a real light coat on the fuse panel, any switches, plugs, the back of plugs, ground straps, anything of anything. Don't get it on your belt. So and just go through and spray everything up. Battery cables, linkages, hinges. I use quite a bit of this stuff. Open it up, do the door latches, the freaking keyholes, anything of anything. Because if water's going to get in one of those fittings and corrosion, well, I'd rather have this getting in the fitting and increase my odds of connections not corroding up and having electrical problems. So, tip for the day. Well, let me get back to Jean's trailer here. Got everything turned on. I'll run that for a while. Once I get those lines wrapped up, I think we're ready to pull this out of here. Next winter's project, there's a whole list of things that still need to be upgraded on this trailer here, so it never ends. Trailer is all done.
No, not all.
Got it outside. Got the gas line all routed and secured with the PEX A on there. I think that's going to do a good job. We've got, oh, we got some cat here following me. I got the 65-gallon water tank in the back. And I put a D-ring down there to easily secure this tank so it's not moving around. We've got the hose all set up, some silicone hose. Easy, easy, easy. Room for a couple bales of hay. I think I'm done on this project for a while. We'll see you in about 6 months from now, and we'll do some more upgrades on here. Other than that, I'm done. It's a nice day. I'm gonna go capture a horse somewhere out there, and I'm going riding. Talk to you guys later. And I told you I'd make it out for a trail ride today, along with the gang. Yay! Now I'll talk to you guys later. That was bonus footage. Thank you for watching Alan's Day. Life is about making choices. Some things are already perfect. Some things you may choose to upgrade. This channel will show you both. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thanks again.